Hello, friends. Welcome, and happy Easter. It is Easter Sunday. I am Clay Emo. I'm at Connect Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. There's my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary live stream. It's not a post-game live stream. It's a no-game live stream, but I kind of labeled it as Ask Me Anything because that's what these live streams turn into anyways. We can talk about Canucks. We can talk about COVID. We can talk about anything you want. So thank you for being here on an Easter Sunday. Kind of like, I guess, going back in the day. This is when I used to do my live streams. For those of you who've been with me for the past at least a year and a half know that I used to do Sunday nights. But let me go for about 5 or 6 minutes first, and then I will turn it over to all of you. So first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to my Hall of Fame members. Jens95, simalexander, Justin Credible, nucksfan number 29, and Lucas Gates. Thanks for your support as always, and thanks to the support of members of all levels. You can join the CCC Crew and become a member, and I'll talk about that at the end of today's video. I'm on a bit of a membership drive, kind of stalled for a little bit. Edmund joined last time, but I want to increase that a little bit. You can see that the members have stalled at 30. I've actually lost a couple, which is fine. But subscribers continue to grow, which I'm grateful for. So thanks to all members of all levels. If you want to join the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath any of my videos or on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. I want to thank the moderators right off the bat. Sometimes I forget, either at the start or at the end. So I want to thank the moderators already, and I trust that you do what you got to do. I thank Monkey 9 Brewing, the sponsor. They used to be the sponsor of my post-game live stream. Let's just say they're going to be the sponsor of my live streams until the end of the season. And I appreciate them. And I actually finally did the draw. Had 450 entries for my draw for the $50 gift certificate. And a young lady named Katrina won it. I actually know her through church circles. It wasn't rigged. I even posted the video on Instagram of the random draw. But thank you to all of you who entered it as well. Anyone who's new here, just know that I'm not ignoring you, but I don't actually get to your comments until about the 5, 6, 7 minute mark when I ask for them. So don't forget, I answer questions only to start off, just so I can keep up, and then I can loop back. So hold your questions for the next few minutes, or just simply don't get upset if I don't respond to anything that happens in the first 5 or 6 minutes, because that's my tradition for my streams. No matter where you're watching, whether you're in my neighborhood of Richmond, Steveston, beautiful Steveston and Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland, in the province, on the country, on the continent, or around the world, thank you. Thank you for being here. I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, embarking on anything else right now, but instead you're here with me. I thank you, and I certainly don't take you for granted. And for many people, not everyone, many people don't have to work tomorrow. I work for the Catholic Church, so I don't have to work tomorrow. I'm going to do some work at my church in the morning, though, and then go golfing tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. Golfing with the same 3 guys that I golfed with 2 weeks ago. I told you those guys are good golfers, good roller hockey players. The only thing I can really beat them in is in bowling, maybe volleyball too, but definitely bowling. But that's it. But I'm looking forward to chatting hockey with those guys for 4.5 hours tomorrow. So yes, subscribe. If you have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe. You can see we got over the 6,200 mark, which is pretty cool. And like this video, like the fact that we are talking here on a long weekend, hanging out, being cool. You're cool, I'm cool, you're good looking, I'm definitely good looking. So I am glad that you guys are all here. Okay, let me just chat for a few minutes really quickly. We'll go for about 45 minutes tonight, just like old times. Last 5 to 10 minutes of that will be anything, ask me anything from a non-Canucks standpoint, but let's do the first half an hour Canucks stuff for sure, Canucks and COVID and whatever else you want to talk about, and then I'll talk about memberships at the very end, and that'll be a neat and tidy 45 minutes. I gotta tell you guys, I'm kind of all over the place right now, because obviously I'm very concerned about the Canucks. I'm very concerned about everything, the players, the coaches, their families, and we've been hearing mixed messages, right? They're even Canucks Twitter always finds something to talk about. People were fighting today about the accuracy of some reports. Darren Dreger saying this, Ben Kuzma saying this, people taking sides or whatever. I get that people want accurate info. I do too. But I also don't think we should get too caught up in, is it 19 guys? Is it 20 guys? Is this guy throwing up? Or does this guy have a headache? I think we all want, hockey is secondary now. We all want the Canucks and the staff members and the coaches and their families to all recover quickly. We can talk about the ramifications of what this season might look like if the Canucks, if you even think they're going to come back and play a season, if they bump all their games later, if they hold up the North Division. There's all those things we can talk about. How does this affect the trade deadline? Whatever. We can talk about it in a couple of minutes. But I just want to say that, of course, this part has got me really sad over the past week or so. Yet, I'm in a really good mood because it's a long weekend. It is Easter, and as a Christian, for me, this is the biggest weekend of the year where we believe that Jesus died and was resurrected for our sins so that we can have freedom, so that we can love like he loved, that we can forgive like he forgives, and we can just be the best people that we can be, inspired and strengthened by our faith. So don't worry, I never get too preachy on you, but I never hide from it either. So that's why I'm in a good mood. I've had some great time with the family this weekend, did a bit of studying, played some ping pong. As you guys know, those of you follow me on Twitter, you see that. Had a massive roast beef dinner, still feeling the effects of that. So hopefully I won't have to take a quick pit stop in the middle of this live stream. So overall, things are really good. And even on the channel, doing some fun stuff. I did something for my Hall of Fame members. I did a 50-minute behind the scenes video actually of setting up this setup. And I know Justin gave me some really good a really nice comment, which is really nice. So, and I did my interview with Matt Sakaris. I released that on my channel. So if you haven't seen that this morning, make sure you check out my Zoom chat with Matt Sakaris, my first repeat guest, 2-time guest. So things from a channel, family, health. I was at church 4 days in a row. Don't worry, we're not breaking any rules. Me and my son Jacob, we live stream. We do the video, the lighting, the sound for all of our services. So it brings me great joy to bring that to our parishioners. So overall, everything for me is going really well. Golfing tomorrow, except of course, I'm sad and concerned about the Canucks. So I'd love to hear anything you want to talk about. Let's do Canucks and COVID related first to start off for the first little bit, and then if that dies down, I will certainly get to your questions about anything, because I did call this Ask Me Anything. So let's start with questions starting from this point, and thank you to everyone for being here. Brad says, like all the interviews and collabs you're doing, thank you. Happy Easter, Clay. Happy Easter to everyone in the chat. Anthony, this needs to be shut down for the Canucks, for God's sakes. It needs to be about the safety and well-being of the families. Yep, I would not be surprised if the season does get shut down. We'll see. Joshua, happy Easter, everyone, and prayers to all the Canucks involved in their health concerns. I agree with you, Joshua. Absolutely. Fangirl, hey Clay, how many more players have to test positive for the NHL to shut down a team in your opinion? Happy Easter. Happy Easter to you, Fangirl. I think they've already reached that number. When you're at 16 players of your active roster of 20 to 23 players, you're already at 75%. That is crazy. I'm sure the team, the NHL, they're going to be talking over the next few days. So let's just wait to see what kind of answer they come up with. But I know a lot of people would not be disappointed if and would understand certainly if the season was shut down for the team. And then you worry about placing, draft picks, order. They'll find ways to figure all of that out, I'm sure. That's pretty crazy. Nucks fan, once the Canucks return to play, you have to wonder if the players affected will be returned to the same level of play. Yeah, I agree. Nucks fan number 29. Did you guys see that stupid comment by Damian Cox? He actually said, how's it get affected with now that the Canucks will be rested? Like, how ignorant of a comment is that? I know a lot of people went back at him. And maybe I didn't read the whole context, but if he was suggesting that the Canucks are simply going to be resting and be energized coming out of this break, come on, man, give your head a shake. Avash, hey Clay, hope you're doing well. I am. Hope you're well as well. With no games in the near future, do you plan to keep doing streams like this during this time? My guess, I'm planning to do it. My first plan was to do it whenever the Canucks were supposed to play, because I had that time blocked off anyways. Actually, let's do this right now. You guys, don't ask me any more questions for a second. Don't ask me any more questions for a second, because I don't want to lose any questions. But, okay, don't ask me any more questions. I want to give you one of my famous 1-2 polls. Okay, type in number 1. Or you guys, should I save this to the end? Let me save this to the end. So remind me, before I get to ask me anything, we'll do this quick poll. So in about half an hour from now, just remind me to ask the question about live streams, okay, and schedule. Thanks, Avash, for that. Do you think the Canucks will play by next week? Harshas, no, I don't think so. I think they're at least 2 weeks away. Noah, happy Easter, Clay. Same to you. Brother, how are you? I'm doing great. Hopefully you caught my intro. I'm doing really good. Thank you. Easton, how does this affect what Jim does at the trade deadline? This is very tough. This is a very real part of it. Trade deadline is April 12th, and 1 week from now. And how can you possibly move any players from both the practical standpoint of they're going to be rusty coming off of COVID. Both things. None of our players' value is going to be great, and then you worry about whether or not they're going to play again this season, or what kind of shape they'll be in when they do come back. So it's very tricky, right? Because Jim Benning does need to move on from Pearson and Sutter and Ben and try and get whatever assets he can, even if it's a 2 or 3 mid-round picks. You can leverage that with the expansion draft, all those things. We've talked about many of those things, but it's going to be fascinating to see what happens. Great question. Brett, we need to shut it down and look towards the future. Players this season was a bust. Let's leave it at that. Yeah, Brett, it's been a rough year. Fangirl, if the Canucks were shut down, what way would they determine their place in the lottery standings? Well, the only fair way they could do it is by points percentage. But then how do you do that? Do you do points percentage for all 7 Canadian teams? I guess you have to. You can't do points for one team and points percentage for another team. Points percentage would be the only way. Or you cut off the standings at 39 games, whatever the Canucks have played. But I think points percentage, there's precedent from it from last year. Yeah, Brad, good point. Who's gonna trade for anyone? It's risky to move anyone across the border. Yep. Damien Cox is a clown. I love seeing Eddie. Yeah, Eddie Lack did go back at him for sure. They might be gassed for a long time. COVID lags. Absolutely Canuck for life. They're not just going to come back and perform at a real high level. Do you see Thomas Drance retweeted another player tested positive? Yes. But Tom, I don't think they've named that other player. They went from 14 to 16. They added Michaelis and Jalen Chatfield. And yet there's another player. We'll find out tomorrow. This is a statement. Hey, you think Canucks will have a high draft pick? Edmund, it depends on what their final seeding is, because that's going to completely determine what kind of draft pick they get. Tough to say. Anthony. Oh yeah, by the way, Anthony, anyone is new? If I can catch up, I read everything. If I get behind, I start reading questions only, and I always read compliments and affirmations. So having said that, Anthony, oh, by the way, Clay, after the Don Taylor interview, you have me subscribed and hooked. Happy Easter to you and your family. Thank you, Anthony. Same to you, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been very blessed to get the quality, caliber of people that I've been able to in my Zoom chats. Who do you think Seattle takes? Mr. Fuzzy Wuzzy, I've always said it's going to be one of the 4 forwards. Whoever we don't protect out of Mott, Lind, Virtanen, McCune, Gaudette. One of those 5 guys, I think. So I have 5 guys. I think they're going to that's who they're going to lose. And Fuzzy Wuzzy thinks we should sign Pearson. Does the COVID break make the playoffs possibility more likely? No, Harshas. I don't think you can think like that. Even though Calgary sucks, like Calgary has played 2 more games than us, and we're still tied with them in the standings. I don't think there's a way we're catching Montreal, especially with a rundown roster now. What do you think about the Canucks calling up Arthur Seelofs? ND35, it makes sense. They're going to need all the reinforcements they can get. Be interesting to see if he plays ahead of DiPietro. I don't think so. I think this is just backup for Demko and Holtby. Mickey Mouse season since day 1. Yeah, Johnny's not thrilled. Ray Bro, long time no speak. I'm doing great. Hope you're doing well as well. Fangirl, with Jake not out of COVID protocol, do you think his illness is just a cold or flu, not COVID? Fangirl, not sure. He hasn't been named yet, so my guess is he may not have it. Fuzzy Wuzzy played Fortnite with Eddie Lack. That's pretty cool. Arso, hello Clay and everyone. What's up? Happy Easter to you. Same to you. Pretty concerning situation. Do you think the NHL will allow the Canucks to shut it down if they want to? Yeah, Arso, I think they're going to have some really important conversations the next few days, because as everyone's been saying, it's one thing to be back in a week or 2, but at what level of competition? Brett, do you feel that COVID is going to have an impact on draft time as to what players will be able to be drafted, who can play right away, so on and so forth? Brett, the main thing that's going to affect is a lot of these players haven't played, or they're not playing as much as they're used to. So it's a tiny bit more of a crapshoot, but I think the draft will still go on for sure. Reels, hey Clay, what's up? The stream is like the ones you did in the beginning. Exactly, Reels. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting right now. It's no Canucks game, but it's a Sunday night at 10 p.m. and I have my awesome loyal subscribers here and a decent crowd for Easter Sunday. 60 of us in here. That's pretty cool. Hey, we have 60 viewers. We only have 21 likes. You guys know I like to get a ratio of 2 to 1. I like to get 50% likes of viewers. So let's try and get those likes up to at least 30. If there's 60 of you in here, it takes us for 7 or 8 of you to press the button, and we get up to our 30 likes. I hate pandering for likes, but I do it once in a while because it's a nice filler as well. And I like to see that number go up, quite frankly. Better up than down, right? Coach Rob, if they don't renew Travis Green, what date is he able to take a job with another team? Same as the players' free agent day. Yeah, Coach Rob, I think it's pretty close. Let's just say that as an example, that it's going to be around July 1. Justin, a little bit later this year. Justin, with all teams this season with COVID, Dallas, New Jersey, Buffalo, and so on, Canucks is more serious because there is a more serious variant involved. That is exactly, Justin. And by the way, thanks for your nice feedback to my Hall of Fame members video. If you become a Hall of Fame member, you get exclusive videos. I'll talk about that at the end of the stream. But yes, the variant, I've heard that the BC is now the variant hotspot in North America, around the world, aside from Brazil, of course, where it started, which is very scary. Edmund, it's just me, but I'm for shutting down the season. Yep, it's not just you, Edmund. I think a lot of people would agree with you. Dogwood, I wonder if Jimbo can get Luongo's contract waived since they're getting screwed this trade deadline. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen, Dogwood. Got to protect Mott. I agree, Canuck for life. So the 5 forwards they will protect are Mott, Besser, Pettersson, Horvat, and Miller. That means they protect 2 more of Lind, Gaudette, McEwen, or Virtanen. That means 2 of those guys will be exposed. I don't think Holtby gets taken. I don't think Myers gets taken. That's why I think it's going to be 1 of Lind, Gaudette, Virtanen, or McEwen that is taken. Yeah, Calgary does suck. That's what I said, right, Joshua? Thanks. Christopher, should the Canucks try and get Luke Hughes? I've been saying it depends on where he ends up, where the Canucks end up in the draft lottery, in the draft order. But I think you got to consider it if it makes sense. Edmund, did you read Damon Cox's tweets? So arrogant about the COVID. Yeah, Edmund, I talked about that just before you got on, or maybe as you were typing that. Yeah, ridiculous. Riley, Clay, would you ever have a pet duck? No, I'm fine with my dog. Thanks, Riley. Chris, happy Easter. You too. Meowza, Clay. Clay does his research, so it's it's confirmed. I can't even talk that Calgary factually sucks. I saw factually sucks, and I had to be very careful how I said that. I tend to speak very quickly, and if I mix up my syllables, that would not have turned out so well. But thank you, Muelza. Appreciate that. Fillmore, if the Canucks can't continue, the league should give them a high draft pick, lift the Longo cap hit, and help them get rid of Louis Eriksson. Yeah, but that would be asking the NHL to do the Canucks a lot of favors, and that doesn't usually happen. Avash, if we somehow to play this year, would you expect the team to be fully AHL guys? No. If we play again, it's going to be at a time where the Canucks can bring back most of their pros. But you'd see AHL guys if some of our pros don't get up to speed 100% and or we're completely out of the playoffs race mathematically, and then you want to see what some of the young guys can do. Gustavo, at least PD got away with all this after all, maybe from this. Yep. Favorite foods, Ray Bro, I'm going to save that. Well, I'll just say it really quickly. It's sushi, but I'm going to save the non-Canucks questions for later. Thanks, Ray Bro. Andy35, Clay, why do you think the Canucks called up Seelops instead of DiPietro? Well, DiPietro's technically still on the taxi squad, so that means they have options with both goalies. I think with both Holtby and Demko in protocol, they wanted to have 2 more goalies. So I believe that DiPietro is available to be brought up to the main team as well. So to me, that's 2 goalies. But I stand to be corrected for sure. Avash, has this become the worst outbreak that you've seen for a professional sports team? I can't, well, obviously because I'm near and dear to this one, I can't think of another one, but maybe there has been. I don't know, Avash, for sure. Wow, we're up to 75 people. That's awesome. Fangirl, this kind of feels like when the NHL shut down in March of 2020. Yeah, except they're now a year wiser technically, but yeah, that's fair. Hit the like button. Oh, Coach Rob, you're so good. Thanks. Rome, imagine if this was the playoffs conceivably be postponed if a team has too many cases. Yeah, Rome, and I think that they're hoping and praying that they got through the bubble unscathed last year, and they did in general. Oh, Arso, you're too good. Man, you guys are good. You guys are good hype men and women. Riley, going to save the non-Canucks questions and non-hockey questions for later. Thank you. Travis Hamonic is someone who I think about. His daughter has respiratory issues, and I hope him and his family are safe. Yeah, Adir, we know that Hamonic did not play in the bubble last year with Calgary, and it was scary when he was the second player named. And, of course, then it became almost the whole team. But, yes, that is very scary, and you just hope and pray that everyone is recovering properly. Who do you think the Canucks hire if Green doesn't return? Gerard Gallant is still out there, right? Yeah. I try not to think about that, but Gallant would be interesting, although he seems to do just kind of short stints wherever he goes. I'm not sure who else is out there that'd be good. Pearson is gone, and my bet. Perhaps, Brett, I agree with you. Gary asked, have you had COVID? I have not yet. Thank God. None of our family has had it yet. Justin, with the severity of the Canucks outbreak, do you think this delays any potential spillover to next season when it comes to allowing fans back in Rogers Arena to start next year? No, Justin, I think if the provincial government, if our province gets things under control, i.e. and vaccination still, I know that the vaccine doesn't necessarily fight against the variants, but I think it's too early to say that the Canucks, they're going to push back everything next season. Let's see how this next month plays out. But, I think there's potential, but I sure hope not, Justin. I think that's a really good question. I know that you work in the arena, so it's going to be a big talking point for you, interest point for you as well. Hockey Rush. Hey, Clay, love the vlog series. If the season... Thank you very much. If the season ends, will draft lottery be based on points percentage, and can we still trade guys at the trade deadline with this outbreak? So, if the season ends, it would only end for the Canucks, I think, and then they'd have to go points percentage to make it even playing field. But let's just wait to see what happens. And then I think this makes it a tougher trade deadline, but it's still... I think Jim Benning's still got to try and do some work on it, as tough as it's going to be. Lucas, hey, Clay, sorry I'm running late. No problem, Lucas. You get here when you can. Fangirl, is Besser on the protocol list? No, he is one guy that's not on the protocol list. The 16 active Canucks: Boyd, Chatfield, Demko, Edler, Gaudette, Hamnick, Harlock, Holtby, Horvat, Hughes, we have a lot of H's. Hughes, McEwen, Michaelis, Mott, Myers, Roussel, and Sutter. So that means a few guys that aren't on there. Jimmy Vesey's not on there. Jake Vertana's not on there. Brock Besser's not on there. JT Miller is not on there. To name a few. Podkolzin signing with the Canucks this offseason? Oh yeah, for sure. He'll sign his entry-level deal, and he'll be here with us playing next season. Joshua, hey Clay, really enjoyed your interview with Matt Sakaris. You have such a great ability to ask personal questions and get that other side of people. Where did that come from? Thank you, Joshua. I appreciate it. I know you do really good work on YouTube as well, so I appreciate that coming from you, brother. Truly, it's not even because I think I'm a skilled interviewer. I think I'm a good listener. I think that's the main... As much as I enjoy talking, I think I'm a good listener. I'm a skilled listener. And I also think I'm transparent. When I ask personal questions like, hey, Matt Sakaris, are you scared? Are you apprehensive about your new show? What are you afraid of? I think they know that it's coming from a good place. They know that my intent is good. And therefore, I believe it's disarming for the person I'm interviewing. So I hope that makes sense. Easton, I'm not sold on Green's coaching style. Job to keep the players motivated to fight back when they're down. But that hasn't happened, so I wouldn't mind him gone. That's fair, Easton. But I also think about the good job he did in the bubble, especially having his team make adjustments in their 3-month break. Lucas, with what's going on, would you think the Canucks should have their farm team closer to home? I do know a current arrangement with Utica is due to expire after the season. Yeah, they're not going to make a move like that now. Would it have helped if the team was in Canada? Absolutely. That's a good point, but I don't know how close they are to making that change yet. Rome says Besser's on the COVID list, but I don't see him there. Thoughts on some of the Canucks having to do IV treatment at home? If that's true, it's scary, but it makes sense. Do you think Gadjevich will ever get a chance in the NHL? No, a great question. I still think he's 2 or 3 years away, and I think he's a fourth liner at best, quite frankly, so we'll see. Reaction today was a nice day. I went to the beach. For the first time since before COVID, felt good going out in public with against safety. Good reaction. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was a beautiful day today. You need to get a Canucks player on here for interview now that they are all home quarantine. Tom, I'd love to, but you're not supposed to contact them directly. You're supposed to go through Canucks PR. But yeah, that's something I would love to do eventually. Also, I heard Justin Besser is on there now. Oh, I missed an update. Yeah, I didn't know about Besser. I know there's one more player, but I didn't know he was named. So if someone could confirm that, that would be great. But I haven't seen anything that is confirmed to be Besser. But he was hanging out with Gaudette on Monday. Can you see the Canucks not playing anymore this season? So I think it's a possibility for sure. Rios, did you see CTV News? They thought Demko tweeted about canceling the season, but it was someone with his name. Yes, I've been following that account for a little last week or so. And yeah, that person got everyone. I mean, not got everyone. At least fooled CTV. Yeah, they got CTV. You can't just pull up any tweet. You got to do a bit more research than that, I think. The only bad outbreak I can think of was 1919. Stanley Cup playoffs were canceled midway. Spanish flu. Very good, Professor Dogwood. Good job. No, Riley, no need to apologize. Ray Bro, you think Pearson leaves? I do. I think it's going to be tough, but I think they got to do something. AJ, Christ is risen indeed. Sub up, boys. Thanks, Ray Bro. Edmund, Claude Julien would be a good choice, but I'd still like to keep Travis Green. I think him and Benning deserve a shot for a real season. Yeah, up and down for sure, but I think Benning, some people are pointing to Thatcher Demko's contract that maybe Benning will have a chance to see not the whole thing through, but at least the bit that was a good tidy piece of work for sure. Hockey Rush, how does one get a wrench? Those are moderators Hockey Rush that I assign. I know a lot of people have offered, and usually I don't need all of them. I appreciate all of them, but I've always, watch me jinx myself, I always pride myself on having the most mature viewers and subscribers. So generally the mods don't have to do too much work, although as much as I appreciate them, there are a couple people that they often have to check up on, but generally those are for moderators. And yeah, I have enough right now, Hockey Rush, if that makes sense. Coach Rob, I heard the NHL may do hubs for the playoffs. What city do you think will be the nubs? I think you meant hubs. It could be Toronto, Edmonton again, but with more. I don't follow the states enough, but I know a lot of places are having limited fans, so maybe it's one U.S. city and one Canadian city. I'm not sure. Besser's not on the COVID list. Thanks. PD is unaffected too. Yep. Why do you not have the taxi squad? Fangirl. Part of the arrangement with the NHL and NHLPA was that they only named the pro players, the active players, not the taxi squad players. Very good. Besser, Ben, Virtanen, Miller, Hoglander, VC. Very good. Don't have it. Or at least, remember, just because you're on the COVID list doesn't mean you're confirmed positive. It means you may have been a high-risk exposure as well due to contact tracing. Avas, originally when Gaudette tested positive, I thought Besser would have been on the protocol list since they were hanging out. Yeah, they were hanging out on Monday. And yes, a lot of people presumed he would be the second player. Canucks Dream, hope you're having a great week. I am. Thank you. I hope you are as well. Noah Hickley, thoughts on the NHL discussing the possibility of another NHL bubble in the playoffs? I think I just answered. Yeah, I think it's a good, safe idea, except the players will be away from their families. I know it'll be tough. I know the players didn't want to have to do it again, so I think they'd fight back a little bit. Reaction, have you seen the trailer to Space Jam 2? No, I have not seen it yet. I know it's out. Avash, do you think Pearson and Petey were around the team during the past week when the outbreak occurred? No. Well, Petey was skating though, so maybe, but maybe he was kept separate from the team on purpose. Good question. Abbotsford Heat. Are they still playing? Someone tell me. Joshua, it does 100% Clay. You were turning the interview around to me when I had you on my show, and it was fantastic. Oh, keep up the amazing work. Thank you, Joshua. I appreciate that. You too. Nadir, in hindsight, the Podkolzin pickup was brilliant due to the circumstances. Remember the issues around the contract? Yeah, no, that was a good... And remember, Podkolzin was ranked second or third overall behind Hughes for a while. So I think that was a really good pick, actually. I was there. You guys know I was there. Pretty excited to be there. Will the fans be back in full capacity at the start of next season? And if LM Vigneault is available, should the Canucks hire him? I do like Vigneault, but I don't think the Canucks will go back to a retread, so to speak. And I think the plan was to have fans at full capacity back in October. If the Canucks outbreak continues to 12, can they trade? Yeah, Andy, they can certainly trade COVID players, but not sure who's going to trade for them. Whoops, I almost just knocked my microphone over. AJ just bought a Hoglander jersey. Nice. Which one? Reverse retro or home or away? That's pretty cool. Filmer, what do you get when you don't want to say the T word and the player you aren't crazy about? Nikita, very good. Very good. I'm not going to fall for that, Fillmore. But yes, you know me well. I do not say the T word, and I'm not high on Nikita Tramkin. Lucas, I may have contacts through communications. Don't know if it's strong enough to pull through. Yeah, Lucas, let's talk about that offline. I don't want to, but thank you. I appreciate that. Edmund, nothing on Besser yet. Yep, dang it. Forgot you were streaming today. Inferno, no problem. You can always rewatch it. And I'm going to ask a question about that in about 10 minutes or so. Should the Canadian teams have their AHL team in Canada? It makes a lot of sense. LA Women's Hoops. Did you hear that Tyler Toffoli checked in on the Canucks and wished him well? Yeah, Shannon, I did. I heard that Toffoli, Tanev, there's been a few ex-Canucks that have checked in on the guys for sure. And even guys that aren't ex-Canucks but simply know, hockey community is pretty small, right? I heard Adam Lowry was checking on Tyler Myers, for instance. Adam Lowry's a good guy. Remember, Lowry and Kopp were the guy that were pushing Horvat back to the bench when Horvat had that feared foot injury, ankle injury. I think Pearson will reunite with Toffoli Montreal. Tough to say, Justin. I'm not sure how much money they have. Lucas, I think Utica Comets will link up with the Islanders. Heard the Islanders have been severely unhappy with Bridgeport. Interesting. Edmund, any chance we will see the kids back soon? I miss Jacob being funny or talking hockey. Yeah, if Edmund, great point. I know you're a big fan of the kids. I think if there aren't any games to stream about, I think it'd be great to bring. I got Gail on a couple weeks ago on her birthday, no less. I think I will try and get Jacob and or Sean and or Kayla on. By the way, I've actually thought, especially if the Canucks don't play for a while, don't you think for one of these? No, don't you think I shouldn't ask a leading question? I was thinking of doing a streaming a bowling match between me, Sean, and Jacob. I think that'd be a lot of fun. We would commentate and I would stream. I would do a live stream from the bowling alley. So give me a like or a thumbs up or put something in the chat session, chat if that would appeal to you. If I streamed a bowling match between me and the two boys, and I'll bring even Kayla in as well. The four of us. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Joshua, is that a challenge, Clay? Because I can throw out some fun names again. Yeah, we'll chat. We'll chat, Joshua. Avash, is Nate Schmidt on the list as well? Oh, no, he's not. Schmidt is not on the list. Good point. Chat view McKay has been added. Yep, we talked about that. Thanks for reaction. Edmund, I think it's more likely, in my opinion, that the bubble is going to happen. Fangirl with COVID, where the media doing interviews during the intermission. They are staying in their booths and then and going down through headsets. Lucas, non-compete clause is the reason why I think Islanders will move the AHL team. Oh, very good. Edmund, it may not be a deal, but you look at the numbers, no one was positive during the bubble. Yeah, no, it's true. They did a good job for sure. Do you think Toni Uutinen ever gets a chance? Not sold on him, to be honest with you, Noah. Rome, weird they can name a player with COVID, but they have some other injuries, top secret. Yeah, that was part of the deal for whatever reason, for sure. Justin, I heard the hockey guy suggested Vegas, Tampa as two potential hubs. I heard there's a possibility they'll move Canadian teams down there south because of the availability of vaccines. Yeah, or you can vaccinate players up here. No, good points. Were you able to catch the fight in the Habs game with Kachuk and Weber? No, I will check that out later. Thanks, C Edits. Dogwood, Abbotsford Heat no longer play. The arena sits empty. Now they don't even get lingerie football. Great use of tax dollars, Abbotsford. AJ, home blue jersey complete with the Umlet. Nice. Umlet, I don't even say it right. Coach Rob, the Heat played from till 2014. Very good. Thank you, Fangirl, for the donation. I appreciate that. Raybro, do you think there will be more busts in the draft because the minor league's not starting? Well, I think it'll be more of a crapshoot. Absolutely, Raybro. I'd like to say thank you for the stream reaction. You're welcome for the stream. Who do you think Seattle's goalie will be? Good question. One of the Rangers guys, maybe. One of the Columbus guys. Yeah, there's still a lot of young goalies that are more cheaper, younger, and better than Holtby, I'd say. Ooh. So, yes. So, you guys are liking the idea of a bowling match. Yes, 100%. Yes. Drop a like. And thanks again, Fangirl. Yes, that would be great. Adir, who do you think is the Canucks' biggest trade chip into the deadline? Does this player get dealt? It's got to be Pearson, and I think they got to try and move him. Pearson is not on the COVID protocol list because he was injured before. Okay, you guys like the bowling idea, and you like the fact that Fangirl did a donation. Thank you. What does Optimus Prime say when he goes bowling? Autobots transform and bowl out. Very good, Fillmore. I'd watch a live stream of you bowling. It's pretty fun. Yeah, we'd have a lot of fun for sure. Lucas, your dad is getting a shot on Tuesday. Awesome. Clay, do you think you can sneak in some piano playing in an upcoming stream since the Canucks are on pause? Inferno, I could. You guys know I did that concert a couple weeks ago. Obviously, I can't bring my piano in here, so I'd have to completely uproot my stream and kind of go maybe old school or from my phone directly without this fancy. But yeah, or I guess I could drag the keyboard home from work as well. Okay, I'll think about that. I appreciate that, Inferno. Thank you for liking the music. Avash, do you think Rathbone or Lind are one of the guys that play if we come back somehow? I think Rathbone over Lind, but I think both would have a chance. Do you plan to meet with Shannon the Hockey Guy on one of your Zoom chat videos? AJ, I don't have a strong desire to. We don't have any interaction really, but if enough people want it, that's fine. There are a few people that I should say a few that his name's come up a couple times before, but no, I didn't have plans yet. But if people want that, I will certainly consider it. The Heater now in Stockton. Thank you, Fangirl. Where does Luke Hughes play? U.S. development team, I think. In my previous comment, Clay read it wrong. Oh, reaction. What did you say? Oh, now I probably can't find it. Oh, Reaction Club. I thought you were being all genuine. You were just trying to get me to say the T word. I actually didn't even, honestly, I didn't even see that you typed TANK. I read it as thank. So I will continue to read it as that. Nice try, though. Are Canucks going to play again? We shall see. We shall see in the next 2 weeks. Also, what do you think about the possibility of starting the 3 American divisions early in the Canadian division if need be? Do you think that could work? I do think it could work because, remember, you have to Canadian division plays within the Cells for the first 2 rounds anyways. Justin, minimum 50% like viewer ratio quota achieved. Keep smashing the like and subscribe button. You guys are good. Thank you. Shannon, Coach Rob can do the play-by-play for the bowling. Oh, very good, Inferno. Nicely done. Fortunately, it's on my way to work, so yeah, Rome. Do you play golf, Clay? Pitch and putt even? Yeah, dear, I play pitch and putt, and I play real golf too. I'm not the best, but I enjoy it. My driving's okay. My putting, my short game's good. My irons and my fairway play is absolutely horrible. Dogwood, in all honesty, why are American universities producing hockey talent but no Canadian schools? Yeah, I think it's just becoming more attractive for whatever reason, right? You go to, you're saying Canadian schools. I was going to say it was always the debate between going to U.S. college or playing major junior, but then college you get the education, of course. But you're talking about Canadian schools, yeah. I don't think people think of Canadian schools when they think of getting drafted. They think of either major junior or U.S. schools. Hot take. Hello, John. Hey, legend. Do you think Canucks players not affected could be dealt prior to deadline? Obviously, this is bigger than hockey and hoping for the best health-wise. Hope your Easter went well. Thank you, John. Happy Easter to you as well. I'm glad that your channel is growing and that you have games to talk about. I do think Pearson, who's not on there, amazingly, Ben, who's not on there, could get moved. I think players even on the COVID list could get moved. It's unlikely, but it's possible. But the player just needs to know, the team just needs to know what they're getting into. And obviously the value is not going to be high. But Pearson and Ben could move because those are 2 guys that are not on the COVID list. Thanks for being here, John. Playoff teams like a guy like Sutter. Yep. 3-on-3 roster. No McDavid or Nucks players allowed. 3-on-3. No goalie, right? Like 3 skaters. I'll go McKinnon. I will go... Man, I love Rantanen's game too. Matthews is good. Draisaitl is good. Let's go Draisaitl, McKinnon, and... I guess I need a defenseman. Gosh, Kel McCarr? Since I can't take Canucks players. Lewis Gates, great. Hope vaccination will be the first step to going normal. Luke Hughes out for the rest of the season. Thank you, National Development Team. You should have a meeting with Schmidt. He says that he loves talking with people. He said he's a people person. Yeah, and Schmidt did comment on... Marie and I did a song about Schmidt and Hopi at the start of the season, and he actually did comment on it, which was pretty cool. Have you heard about Connor Bedard? He racked up a lot of points. Yes, no, I've seen some of his stuff. Pretty crazy. Jacob. Hello, Jacob. Hey, Clay. How are you doing? Have you been watching anything on Netflix or Disney Plus? No, not a movie here and there, but no series. The hockey guy collab would be fire. It would be fun. I may get vaccination myself soon. Nice. Heard a rumor Canucks going for Chernak. I haven't heard that rumor recently, but that's cool. Did the Canucks have their COVID shots prior to the outbreak? I don't think so. Not that I knew of. I don't think they got vaccinated. Lucas, hey Clay, if they're given the rights to an NHL expansion team, where would you place the team? Good question. I think Eastern Canada would be interesting. The Maritimes. I think, would I go back to Quebec? Would I go Houston? I don't know, Pacific Northwest, we try Portland, then build up a real rivalry. Then you have a true Pacific division of Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, the three California teams. Maybe any of those places. Do you think we make the playoffs? Rexy, highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. Although, Calgary's sucking, but Montreal isn't. Dogwood, Clay, I'd really like to look into Canadian schools don't have prominent hockey programs. Would you be interested in taking that deep dive? I'd be interested, Dogwood, if you did it, and I would support it for sure, but I'm not that particularly interested in that. But if you want to do it, that's awesome. I'll support you. Truds, no, I think Bedard's only 15, so I think he's got 2 more years still. Tayab, do you think we will win our cup with our current core? Yes, there's a possibility, but we got to really build around them. Rosario, first ever Canucks game, honestly can't remember. Bedard is 3 years too young. Thank you. Sorry, Rosario, that was a bad answer, but it's true. Clay, have you considered doing more comedy skits? Johnny, what do you mean? Like the mean comments? That's the only thing. If you that's even resembling comedy. I think I'm actually a pretty funny guy. I think I'm not as funny as I think I am, though. My kids remind me of that all the time. But yeah, I do like improv. I do like reacting. I do like coming up with things on the spot. But I also like doing some good edited stuff too as well. I've done a few comedy skits for my YouTube channel, non-Canucks related. So Johnny, let me know exactly what you mean, and we can talk about it for sure. Christian, should I assume the Canucks won't play on Thursday? Yes, that's very fair. Would you see them trade for a guy like Holla? We'll see, but Holla, I think, disappointing season this year. Put the new NHL team in hope. What is the biggest rivalry in the NHL? Battle of Alberta's good. I think Boston-Montreal is good. Chicago, St. Louis maybe. Vegas, San Jose. Washington, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh-Philly maybe. There's a few of them. Anyone not surprised with Markstrom struggling? I am not surprised, for sure. Hot take, so many beauties. Yes, you're one of them. No vaccination of yet. They're saying they might bump them now. Oh, for the Canucks, yep. Non-Canuck question. I see Montreal play on TV quite a bit. They don't look that good at all against anyone but the Canucks. Why is that? They just match up well. For sure. Although they have been a bit better since their break. Who, in your opinion, is the greatest Canucks player ever? The greatest ever? The greatest, I'd have to say Bure. Bure would be the greatest. Do you think we'll play another game? Rexy, I think it's 50-50. Everyone's saying that they are beauties in answer to hot take. Rosario doesn't think they make any trades. That's fair. Pittsburgh versus Philly. I agree with you, Arsenal. Do you think we ever get a better indication as to whether we come back sometime this week? I think the Canucks and the NHL will make a statement by the middle of the week for sure. Probably not tomorrow because it's Easter Monday. Marquis overpaid. Do Canadian colleges have football and basketball teams like they do in America? They do, but they play mostly in Canadian divisions. I think SFU, though, played in NAIA and with some American teams, but generally all the better athletes, they try and make their mark in the States for sure because of availabilities. Raybro, hit the big red button called the subscribe button. Thank you, Raybro. Surprised that Marky hasn't contacted any Canucks player. Maybe he has, Tayeb, and we just don't know about it. So let's not jump to that conclusion. Clay is the biggest beauty. Well, you're talking about my size. Thank you, Christian. If you're talking about, relative, just my stature. Wait, that's size too. Regardless, thank you. Barry just turned 50. He did indeed. Okay, perfect. We're at the 43-minute mark. Do you think Canucks season is over? I think it's 50-50. Do you hope Vancouver brings up an NHL team, NBA team? Yes. Do you think the Flames may trade Goudreau? Yeah, he's overrated for sure. Okay, there. Let's stop right there. I'm going to do one question to you, and then I'll do Ask Me Anything for 5 minutes, and then we'll wrap up. What do you think the Canucks end up in the standings next season? Not sure. Christian, just beauty just in general. Rexy, not sure. Depends on who's in our division. Tough to say right now. Okay, really quickly. Here's my 1-2 question. When it comes to going forward, let's say the Canucks don't play for the next 2 weeks. Let's just say that. I have 2 thoughts. One of them is to go Sunday night, Wednesday night, Sunday night, Wednesday night, Sunday night, Wednesday night. So just 2 streams a week, or even Sunday night, Thursday night. But basically, should I go 2 streams a week? So this is going to be a little counterintuitive. Oh no, let's do it like this. Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to, if you would come. Not, let's say this, not what you'd like. I want to know what you'd actually come to, because that makes a big difference. Would you come to a stream if I did it every time the Canucks were supposed to play? So for instance, I didn't do one yesterday because it was Easter and I was live streaming the Mass. But then that would be, for instance, Sunday, because they were supposed to play today. Then for this week, it would be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So in essence, this week will be 4 streams: Sunday, tonight, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So put a 1 if you'd actually show up. For the most part, if I did a stream every time the Canucks were supposed to play, like a post-game live stream, but a no-game live stream. Or put a 2 if you think naturally and intuitively if I should only do 2 streams a week, either Sunday and Wednesday or Sunday and Thursday or Monday and Thursday, whatever it may be. So put a 1 if you would actually try your best to come if I did it after every supposed Canucks game. So it'll be 3 or 4 times a week. And remember, this is just for the gap. Or should I just do 2 a week for now? Oh, thanks, John. You're very good. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, mostly 1s. A couple of you are saying 2s, which is fine. Okay, so that's the first question. Okay, stop. Thank you. The next question is, what time is best for you? I know that there's some people from back east, like John, who are amazing, that show up. I know there's people from Sweden that have been on here. So what's the best time for you? Oh, hey, Rexy, that's good. I see it. Thanks, Rexy. What's the best time for you? I go Pacific time to make so it's easy for me. I probably wouldn't do it smack dab in the middle of the night. No. It doesn't matter. Give me what time works best for you. 10 p.m., 10 p.m., 10 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. Joshua, that's a little late even for me. 10 p.m. Wait, I got a bunch of 10s. I am open like 7, 8, or 9. Okay, good. Lucas got an 8. Rio says anywhere between 9 to 11. You mean 2 hours? I'm not going 2 hours. 10, 10, 10, 10. So you guys like this 10. 8 to 9 is good for you. Yeah, you're in mountain time. 10, 10, 9, 10. This time works. Well, John, John, you know how much I appreciate you coming on here when you can, even after you're doing streams all night as well. 10, 10, 10, 9:30, 10, 10. Okay, that's very helpful. Hey, Steve, a lot of you guys saying 10 p.m. I guess you're kind of used to that time. And I was even thinking about doing that, even if, say, the Canucks were supposed to play in Winnipeg, and that's a 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock start or whatever. Instead of doing 8 or 9, I would still do 10 p.m. Okay, lastly, I will do 3 minutes of Ask Me Anything. Now you are not allowed to ask a Canucks or hockey question, and I'll do my best. Thanks, John. I appreciate that. Yeah, good luck finishing your school. I know you're almost there. Okay, last 3 minutes. Steve, I'm great. Hope you are well as well. Nice to see you. Hope you're healthy, brother. Last 3 minutes, non-Canucks, non-hockey questions only. And I'll do my best to keep up. What's the first thing you do after you get your first shot? I think I'd go hug everyone that, as long as they had their shot as well. No, the first thing you do after your first shot, I don't think I'd change much, Lucas. I think I would just make sure that I'm staying safe for sure. Have you seen the new Godzilla? No, I haven't. If your followers race, say, 500, would you run the Vancouver Marathon in 2022? LA Women's Hoops, let's talk. I think that's a really good, interesting, intriguing concept for sure. Would you rather go to Bahamas or Hawaii? Been to Hawaii, haven't been to Bahamas. So let's say Bahamas, although I love Hawaii. Where did you buy Gail's engagement ring? In the Philippines. Brought it back here, and the appraised value blew up, which was good. What's your favorite month? June. Father's Day, first day of summer, and my birthday. Clay, you ever play Mortal Kombat? No. Thoughts on Bitcoin? I don't know enough about it. Don't have any. Are you excited for WrestleMania? So. How did giving chocolate at Easter become a tradition? That's a good question, Coach Rob. Beyond my pay grade. Reaction, what's your most favorite movie that's live action and animation minus Space Jam? Can't really think of any Reaction Club off the top of my head. It's either one or the other for me. What vaccine would you get? If I had a choice, Moderna or Pfizer, Hot take, any crazy things happen on your Easter Sunday today? No, just did my regular ping pong challenge with my boys, and I did beat Jacob, had him in his first loss of the year, but then I got trounced in the semis. Never make it to the finals. No, just had a really good day at home. Favorite sweet, and why is it a brownie? I would say I like sour soothers. Honor your family time with Kayla, since you probably goes to bed a lot earlier than the boys. No, not really, actually. She's a night owl like her dad. Yeah, women's hoops. I would consider running a marathon, but gosh, it would be tough. You coming out the Canucks Clay merch? Haven't thought about that yet, Hans. I'll get back to you. Thank you for that. Haven't thought about it yet. What's your favorite pizza place growing up? Pretty boring. Pizza Hut and Domino's. Do you do stocks, Rios? No, I don't. I put my money in other places. Is there a TV show that you've watched as a family that show that you all think is great? No, not a recent one. We all have different tastes for sure, but we do like movies, John, for sure. But we don't watch a lot of TV shows that we all agree on. Once in a while, I'll drag them down to watch a Criminal Minds with me or a Blacklist or something. NHL Showdown with the Hockey Guy live stream. I'd have to learn how to play first. Should I encourage my dad to get that? It's up to you, Johnny. That's a personal choice. I shouldn't really say much because I don't know much. You got the Pfizer. Very good, Shannon. What's the over-under number of strikes you get in the bowling match? In a 10-frame game, I think you set it at 3.5. So I could get 3 or fewer, but I could get 4 or 5 strikes in one game as well. Favorite barbecue item: steak, happy place, my church, or my bed, sleeping. Do you care about Jake Paul versus Ben? Nope. Since watching your vids, I'm paying a lot more closer attention to the lighting angles and the edge of the phone. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Justin. I appreciate that. I'm really glad you liked that video. Criminal Minds is awesome. One of my favorites. Yes, I love it. Favorite ice cream flavor: strawberry. What's your favorite out of these? Kit Kat, Smarties, Coffee Crisp, or Aero? Kit Kat. Have you seen Forensic Files? No, I know of it though. Okay, very good. We're at the 51-minute mark. I want to wrap up in the next couple of minutes. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate you being here on an Easter Sunday. I told you guys right from the very start, I'm in a good mood because it's Easter. Christ is risen. Great family time. Going golfing tomorrow. All those things. Yet, of course, I'm really concerned about our favorite hockey team and what's going on there. But there's not much we can do. We hope, pray, we wish for all of them to get healthy. Okay, last thing, I'll talk about the memberships real quick, and then we'll sign off in the next 2 or 3 minutes. I've rejigged my membership perks. I've actually boosted them a little bit because I have capacity to do so and I have the energy to do so, and I want to really say thank you. So don't forget, very quickly, 3 membership levels. $1.99, which is the most popular one. That is All-Star. You get the emojis, the badges you see in the chat. You get written recognition on all my videos, and now I've just bumped it up. You get once a month members live stream. So that's going to be, once a month. I haven't decided if it's going to be the second or fourth, probably the second Sunday of every month. So it might be next week. I got to figure that out. But members live stream only. So instead of 70 people in here, the max we would get is 30. You probably get about half of that. So that's for $1.99. That's All-Star. $4.99 franchise. You get everything All-Star gets: the emojis, the badges, the written acknowledgement, the once a month members live stream. But you'll also get a once a month Zoom chat as well. So on every 2 Sundays, it's either a members live stream or it's a Zoom chat for only franchise and Hall of Fame members. So that's only 11 people right now, 6 in one, level 5 in the other. So it's a chance where instead of you typing, it's you actually talking. You can turn your camera on or not, it doesn't matter, but it's a chance for us to interact and get a lot more done than just simply me talking and you typing. And then for $14.99, that's Hall of Fame. We have 5 of them. Once again, Jens 95, SsshirazzZ, Justin Credible, NucksFan number 29, and Lucas Gates. Many of you are in here. Many of you show up all the time, which is not a prerequisite of paying $14.99 a month. Thank you for your support. And so you get all those things that I just talked about, including, and then also the 30-minute private one-on-one Zoom chat, the behind-the-scenes videos, which I released today, and then verbal recognition in all of my videos. So the biggest change for you Hall of Fame members, I know 3 or 5 of you are in here right now, the biggest change for you is instead of having those 2 monthly members live streams only, now one of them becomes all levels just to add more interaction and then one of them becomes a Zoom chat with the franchise. So I hope you understand why I did that. But I know you support me regardless, and I appreciate that very much. So if you want to become a member, please consider doing so. I'm going to re-record my members video explaining all these perks tomorrow, and that'll be up on my channel. But in the meantime, if you want to support me, that's great. Don't need the money, but it does go to help to just not even justify, but it goes to compensate for some of the time and energy that I put into this. But you guys know I do it for free anyways, and I had been doing it for free for 10 years. And many of you choose not to or can't support me financially, and that is totally cool as well. I appreciate you nonetheless. Okay, that's good. So thank you, moderators. Thank you, Monkey9 Brewing, for sponsoring all of these. Thank you to all of you, no matter where you're watching from, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you could be doing. I appreciate you, and I do not take you for granted. So it sounds like we're going next on Tuesday night at 10 p.m. because the Canucks were supposed to play that night. So we'll go Tuesday night at 10 p.m. I hope to see you then. In the meantime, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Like this video if you haven't liked this video already. Become a member of the channel. High School Fangirl Gaming, thank you for the donation, and thanks to all of you thanks for who you are and all you do, and for your support of this channel. Please, please, please stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Have a great night. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah!